Who stressed this relationship the most? Is it Kagiso or Zoleka?
Zoleka is ill. She's badly behaved.
When I pressed play on season 2 of How to Ruin Love, I said Zoleka is still stressing Kagiso.
Yeah.
Why? From the first thing, I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know what was happening, but I knew that it was all Zoleka's fault. Immediately.
Should they even have gotten married? No, from even season 1, I was not a fan of this relationship. But let's know what you think in comment. Welcome to our channel. My name is Voke.
And I am Inifome. So season 2 shifts from not the romantic part. They already had the engagement for like over a year, and now we are thrown into marriage arrangements for Zoleka and Kagiso.
Yeah, this season it's focused on marriage plans, the lobola, that's like the bride price. Yeah, family tension and money. I hand to my chest, I think this is my least favorite of all the how to series. This is South African series that is released every Christmas. I love it always. I always look forward to it, but this is my least favorite one. But it doesn't mean that it was entirely bad. Cultural conversation concerning around the lobola, especially the how many cows you have to buy. This groom is struggling. He cannot afford to buy over 10 cows. That is huge, though. Like bride price, the conversation about money, about surrounding marriage in African societies, is actually really monetary.
Yeah.
So and this movie just reminded me of it. While I was watching, I was getting pissed off. Like, okay, I know that most of the time the family is trying to say, oh, can you hold yourself as a groom? Trying to go for our daughter. But I don't like it at all. And this show just shows it more. You know how much a cow costs? And you have to buy not just one, not two, 10, not 3, over 10.
What are you using to do? You want to start a bar?
I don't understand.
It was pretty interesting. I like that they went this route this season, that it was not just about the white wedding. The white wedding is coming up, and that's what Madame Zoleka cared about. Yeah. But at the same time, there's this, we are Africans, and this is our culture. And even her grandfather showed up this season, surprising everybody, including the characters of the show, with his own demands. Because if it was just her father, it would have just been, because now her father is rich. So it's really cool, like, okay, you want to marry my daughter.
Yeah.
But her grandfather is like, no, tradition. Why are you even doing it in Joburg?
Yeah.
To come home and even do it. And it was just a lot of pressure. And it's just very relatable, this family banter and drama that happens when people want to get married. Yeah. So I think that works for me. That part of the story worked for me. Yeah, because even now that modern life is coming in, people bend the rules. You see people now that are not from Lagos, Nigeria, getting married in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah. But yeah, it's very relatable. So you just see how African society, the cultures blend most of the time. Another thing I really liked was the first episode. I like that the first episode had just this very strong emotional engagement. Like, it holds you. Like, you're going nowhere. The first episode nailed this season for me. When I watched it, I was like, I love watching this show. I was so happy after seeing the first episode. I was like, oh my god, I love this show so much. Because like, it makes sense. Yes, even after the first episode, I said, because first of all, they do this thing where they'll say, well, what's coming? Yes, what's happening? And that happened. This big drama exploded at the end of this episode. And I said, what is going to happen here? What is going to happen in the other 2 episodes? And I love this show so much because it respects your time. You don't understand that you are a busy being and you just have to laugh and move along and enjoy the holidays. So it gave it should always be like that. I always love the show. It's always very respectful. Yeah, I like how they respect your time with the actions that are just happening. The pacing is never bad. And they entertain you too. Yes, the pacing is never bad. The characters are relatable. Yeah. The actions, everything just makes sense. The story makes sense. Yeah. These are things that everybody can go through. Yeah. The characters look like they are going through this as well. And it's really great. But one thing I do not like about the show is the communication between the couple. I know people have poor communication, but at the same time, this is we feel like everybody was intentionally mishearing and not listening to anybody at all. Like Kagiso is telling Zoleka every time, okay, I would like to be a man of my own, make money, take care of us. Like, we cannot always depend on your daddy, but she's like, nothing like that. I need to save you. Zoleka is annoying. In as much as I am very pro women and all of that, Zoleka is an annoying being. Let him be. She's just exactly what you said. She cannot hear you. She's just thinking of how to save you or how to fix the situation. Don't worry, I got it. It's not like a partnership. It's also something that we're working together to make things better. But this lady, she's a free agent. The first season, when their first story, the story that introduced us to Zoleka and Kagiso, I just said this is also titled "How to Behave Badly."
Zoleka did not change at all. There was
no
growth.
It feels like it was seen again from the first season, even with all those trials, all those things like, okay, you're not hearing me, you're not letting me be my own person.
Zoleka is still Zoleka. No, another thing I really liked this season was, I just feel like they threw in some things to make the plot sweet. For example, in this season, Zoleka's grandfather showed up, and now we're learning that Zoleka's grandma, she's actually somewhere far away, living her life because she doesn't want to have kids. That is actually a realistic plot to add, but I just did not like the addition at all. It felt like a side attraction that we did not really need. That's what I felt. Even the Madame Zoleka, she was not emotionally invested in this journey. Her father was going through something.
She cared about her Netflix.
She just cared about her wedding and everything. She's not really, the lady, she's a very selfish person. She was not invested in it at all. She was like, oh, okay, my father get you something. You know, that was her vibe.
She was trying to save her wedding for Netflix. But I don't know. I think that is the execution for that part. The whole father, grandfather, and grandmother drama happened, because from the first season we did not even see so much of Zoleka's family. Like, we saw the father, we knew that he did not want his daughter to marry Kagiso, and there was permission and all of that. But at the same time, we were more invested in Kagiso's family. They even had a party if I'm not mistaken, the first season, where Zoleka tried to make him, is it pap? I think that's what I heard. Pap's friend, and she burnt it and did all sorts of things there. So we're more invested in Kagiso's family, not Zoleka's family. So I think they also make a balance, but the execution was so poor. It did not really make a lot of sense that this is happening right now. But maybe they just added it in a nice way, the way they introduced us to his family.
It was more natural.
Yeah, it would have been nicer, honestly. So now the big question is that with all this drama that happened this season, do you think this couple was supposed to survive? Were they supposed to get married at the end of the show?
No, I don't think so.
Honestly, I don't think, if I am telling you that you don't see me, or you undermine me and my capabilities constantly, and I tell you, I don't like this, Zoleka, I don't like this, and you keep on doing it repeatedly, and
to the end.
Yeah, as long as I have communicated to you seriously, like, I don't like this. The last thing I'll tell you, well, before we got engaged, I told you I don't like this. We're engaged over a year now. I'm telling you, I don't like this, and you're still doing it. You are controlling. Even when the show opened, we saw that he was in this competition for, like, she was there trying to tell him how to say,
do his speech,
how to deliver his speech, and I was like, oh my God, can you just let this man breathe? He obviously doesn't like it. He loves you, but he doesn't like when you are trying to infringe on his space. He doesn't come on set, because he's an actress. He doesn't come on set and
tell you how to do your lines.
So if I'm telling you these things and you keep on going over my back, I don't want to hear it. I honestly do not want to hear it at all.
Yeah.
There was never a time that this couple actually sat down and said, okay, they talked, like, okay, to just band-aid on their issue.
At the same time, it's still
it goes deep into it. Like, when Kagiso went to go and borrow cows to pay her dowry now, she just started chasing, like, no, those are my cows. Like, she don't think, okay, I think anybody, or maybe not everybody thinks that, I would say, okay, Kagiso,
what's going on?
How far, Kagiso? I would not just enter my car and try to overtake and say, no, you're stealing my cows. If they had said, okay, let us continue our engagement, I would have preferred it. I would have appreciated the ending more than them say, okay, I like how they got married.
Yeah, the wedding scenes are cute.
I like how they got married. They did the lobola still.
Then they did a wet wedding.
Yeah, but I would have appreciated it more if they said, okay, let him start his business very well. Let him do something for himself, because that's one thing he wants to do. Like, I want to do something for myself.
It's a top priority for him.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think in the comments. How to ruin love.
Yeah, who do you think was straining this relationship? Was it just Kagiso, or was it Madame Zoleka?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Until next time, do take care of yourself. Goodbye.